station along with another elderly gentleman, Eric Clark. We were both taken in there by a low-level minion police officer that began to explain a story. Here you deal with a magistrate. It means you're not read your rights, you have no legal representation. Whatever the police officer says is his story, and then there was two sober, peaceful individuals with no criminal records sitting right there telling the magistrate what really happened. And the magistrate told us both that he had probable cause to believe the officer's story was more correct than ours. He issued 3 warrants yesterday. One I got was drunk in public, and I want you all to know right now, as soon as I heard that, I saw the breathalyzer. I'm sitting where they have you sit, you can see the breathalyzer station. I said, "That's a lie, sir. I have 0.0 in my system right now. I'd like to take a breathalyzer to prove that." This isn't a court. You'll have your day in court if you choose that, and then you'll be, which is fine because they won't have a burden. It's on them for the burden of proof, but they don't have that. They don't have anything. And I offered to take the test. I have a witness to that as well, which will be with me in court. So the other charges were obstruction of justice and disorderly conduct. Disorderly conduct stemmed from the fact that I was crossing the road, saying what I said to the officers was offensive to them, it was aggressive to them, and that's also why I got the obstruction of justice, because the police officers told that low-level police officer told the magistrate that I stepped in front of a vehicle. Before I moved, they had to tell me to move, and that was fine. I turned around, told them no. They grabbed me from that point, which clearly there's 3 different videos. I have 3 different angles. Okay, excellent. So again, that's why we have the sign up here today. It's not happening to me. That's for sure. I will come back from Oregon. That was the goal. The magistrate, as soon as I said I was from Oregon, the smile on his face, he tells me he's not a judge. He's there for checks and balances. He told me he was there for checks and balances, but did none of that. All he did was listen to what we had to say, smirk at us when he knew the other gentleman was from Kansas and I was from Oregon. He's like, "Okay, here are the warrants for the police officer." They, again, abused us after that point. I don't know much about Eric. They were nicer to him. I assume because he was an elderly gentleman. That's why when I got in there, more than 5 times was I taken. And I was told the back of the palm would be the only thing to come down me. I got a palm and a grab 5 times on my genitals from a police officer. Not 1, not 2, but 3 different officers said that they needed to pat me down while in custody handcuffed. Already patted down here, and when I got there, 3 more times while I was there. Was I groped purposely? Was I molested? Yes. Did I go home last night and have a tear in my eye because I was raped? Yes. I have no problem as a man saying I was raped in a jail last night by 3 officers. 1 officer, and I will leave him off the record because there was 1 man there last night. 1 man who stood with the public, and as soon as their backs were turned, hey, you know they're only out there to bring you in to show. They're going to take you no matter what. Police officer said that. No names. Like I said, you don't reveal any source. There was 1 man there yesterday that out of respect for a uniform. I know a fellow veteran when I see one. Out of respect for the uniform. He treated me with respect, did not lay his hands on me, was instructed to do so, and just moved me off to the side and sat me down. Comfortably, respectfully, please and thank you from the man. So they're not all like this. Last night, absolute violation of every civil liberty I had. I have no problem saying I was raped, molested, groped, and it was fun, with smiles. To degrade me, say, before I left, "You're not coming back tomorrow, right? You learned your lesson, right?" I learned my lesson? No, I didn't learn any lesson other than the fact that people around here have been bought off. They're worried about their families. I understand these police officers have families. They got car notes, they have house payments. But what are they going to do? What are they going to do when they don't matter? That's what they don't realize, is right now you matter, you only serve a purpose. You are a tool. You are a tool for the American public to serve and protect, not harass and malinger. Harass and molest. And more they get away with it again. As soon as the cameras were off, and I was taken behind that fence, the name calling started, the threats started. What are you going to do now? What are you going to do now?
Officers insulted you?
I have the Asian officer, the low-level minion. I have his name. I will be background checking him as soon as possible. The only reason I didn't do anything last night, I didn't get home back to the hotel till 1 in the morning. I was up until 5 writing everything down. That's all you can do is archive it, videotape it, bring it all together, and show it in court to people of my peers. I refuse to trust any judge in this city. After what happened to me last night, I was respectful as soon as I was put into the vehicle. We were left in the vehicle with no windows down. Everybody knows how warm it was yesterday. For 30 minutes, we were left in a police garage. 30 minutes with nothing. Thanks, Paul. Hey, you got your megaphone?
Hey, use your psychological warfare.